episode 12 with one of the key players in the Vikings offense. It's Reece Horn.
How we doing?
Great. How are you?
Doing well. It's nice to be here.
Thanks for joining me. You came to Vienna last season, and you're bringing a tremendous amount of experience with you. You played across the NFL, the XFL, the CFL, other leagues. Can you break down your football journey for us?
Yeah, that's a loaded question right there, no doubt. But it's an exciting one too. And let's just take a trip down memory lane, I would say. So flashback to high school, Cathedral High School, Indianapolis, Indiana. That's where I'm from. And got a scholarship to the University of Indianapolis, which is a Division II school in the States. And was fortunate enough to go there with my quarterback from high school, Connor Barthel.
Perfect.
So we played 9 years of football together. So 4 years in high school. And then we were both redshirted, which means that very first year of college, you don't play in the games, but you practice, you lift, you go to meetings, everything. It's basically 5 years to play for. And me and Connor were both redshirted. So we played, an extra, pretty much 5 seasons together we were. So
special.
An incredible journey there, and then put some great things on film in college, and heard the quote always coming out of college that, if you're good enough, they'll find you. And sure enough, they did. Ended up signing with the Tennessee Titans after the draft, coming out of 2016, going into 17, and was down in Nashville. And then after Nashville, went to Italy for a season. And then after Italy, came to Vienna. And then that's where my Vienna journey really started, was back then. And then
that was
after
2018?
18,
Yeah.
Yes, correct. And then after Vienna in 2018, went back to the States and was drafted to the Memphis Express and the Alliance of American Football Professional Spring League there in the States. And then after there, got signed by the Miami Dolphins, which was a great experience there. I was there for a little while. And then after Miami, was drafted to the XFL in Tampa, Florida with the XFL Tampa Bay Vipers. Great experience as well. That's when COVID hit. And then CFL. And then, Frankfurt as well in the ELF. And the CFL I was with Calgary, and then Frankfurt there for 2 seasons. And then now we're back in Vienna. So been a crazy journey. That's just the Cliff Notes version of it all. But, a lot of great experiences, a lot of great guys I met in those locker rooms, and put up some great numbers where I was, and really excited to be continuing that journey and doing it here in Vienna currently.
And which of those stops, or which city has felt the most like home away from home? Of course, Indianapolis is definitely a big one because it is home. But other than that?
Yeah, so some cities that would definitely be called home. First of all, like you said, Indianapolis, whenever I got a chance to go back there, just in general, friends and family there. But Nashville, because it's such a close drive, it's like 4.5 hours. So a lot of friends and family would come and see me. And then also Florida, because I have family in Florida as well. So, and that's such a quick flight from Indianapolis to Florida. So really every city is home with one retrospect or another, but those two really stuck out just for a number of reasons. Football, especially at the professional level, is such a revolving door of guys that you might have played with on this team, and then you guys get signed to another team, or you play against them down the line. And so every city in one retrospect or another has been home in a sense. Yeah.
Does Vienna feel homey to you?
Of course. Yeah. Again, we have some great history, continuing to write that history as we speak, like I said. And I think Vienna is such a great city, first and foremost. Some of the best fans in the European League of Football, no doubt about it. And obviously the way that they run things here as an organization, top down, is very much suited to how I perform at the best level. It's very structured. They let us as players be who you want to be. And we have great athletes across the board too, which helps, because if you're around other great people and great athletes, that's how you become better in general too. So so it doesn't really matter which position. We're pretty much loaded at every position, and that's how you get better as a team and an organization and a franchise. So.
And experiences and lessons you had from those NFL locker rooms or training rooms, like you mentioned, Titans, Dolphins, etc. Are they valuable here for you, and how are they valuable?
Of course, yes. So especially at the professional level, that's the pinnacle, is the NFL of the American football world. And being able to learn from so many other athletes there, so many good coaches. And our receivers coach in Nashville and with the Titans, with the Tennessee Titans, he told me, Reece, you never rise to the occasion, you sink to the level of your training. And I love that quote so much, because just when the cameras are on and the lights are on and everything, you don't really rise to your occasion. You sink to the level of your training and you do what you're always been doing and what you're comfortable with. And then, you're not thinking, you're just doing. So I always live by that quote. And, you don't really have to be the loudest person in the room, but you let your actions speak louder than your words. And that's something that I learned as well throughout the journey too. Anybody can be loud, anybody can say the thing, but you have to back it up with why you're there in the first place, especially being an American import here. We're really one phone call away from getting replaced. So as much as I love to lead by vocal, I always lead by my example on the field and what I do through my actions, through my routes, through catching the ball, through scoring, through being one of Ben's, best targets on this team, whether it's reaching out in the community, doing whatever I can to help this franchise elevate. That's why I'm here. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. And I love just being able to be one puzzle piece of this whole puzzle and doing it to the best of my ability.
And all that knowledge you learn from players like Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd and all those guys, how do you pass on that knowledge to young receivers and that mindset that you have?
Yeah. So something that we always would say in the Cincinnati locker room and the receivers room is just be yourself. Everybody else is already taken. And what I loved about that locker room is there was no me guy. There was we guys. And what I mean by that is those guys are studs. Easily the best receiver locker room I've ever been in and probably the best on this planet. And whether it was, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, Trent Irwin, Trent Taylor, myself, whoever it was, everybody was just trying to iron sharpens iron and get each other better for that next practice, that next game, whatever it was. And I knew I probably wasn't going to stick long-term in that locker room, and that was fine with me, but just be able to learn from those guys to compete at one of the highest levels. It was a very, very talented defensive back room too. And just to be able to feed off those guys, take little tidbits of how Jamar Chase runs a route, how T. Higgins goes and high points the ball, and how TB, Tyler Boyd, really is just so finessed with his routes too. He's not the fastest, he's not the biggest, but he's always trying to cross somebody over in his route like playing basketball. And that's something that as a 6'3.5", almost 6'4" guy, 215 pounds, it's tougher to do a little bit. It's not impossible at all, but to be able to learn from those guys and just take little tidbits and add it into my arsenal, and then being able to teach guys here that, and then obviously put my best foot forward on the field is something that I'm always trying to do. And something I always say as well is, we're all grown men at the end of the day. I'm not going to, force anybody to learn from me, but if guys want to come and ask questions and pick my brain, I'm absolutely an open book. And I'll show you exactly my blueprint. You can take a couple pieces here and there and fit it into yours because everyone's different. Everyone's bodies are different. Everybody trains differently. And if I can help you, whether it's 1% or 100%, then I've done my job there. And I think the football world is you got to send the elevator back down, and it's not what you can do, but maybe what you can help others do as well. Because again, if you're the best in the room and you're the smartest in the room, then you're probably in the wrong room. So again, that's kind of how I view things. And if I can help elevate other guys around me, and our receiver room here in Vienna is stacked. I mean, there's no secret.
I was going to ask that next. You have so many young, talented players, and they benefit of you. You maybe benefit of them as well. Mm-hmm. How's that going here in Vienna, especially this season? Because it's changed a little bit, and you have so many great guys in there right now.
Yeah, it's awesome being around these guys. Shout out to Coach Max, our receivers coach, first and foremost. He does such a great job with making sure we come to practice each and every day ready to roll, dialed in with the plays, and making sure that we're healthy as well, taking care of our bodies so we can put the best product on the field for the next game. But just across the board, you got Noah at X. You have Yannick Meyer, who's an absolute stud. You got Big Beer Bomber with a ton of experience, and he high points the ball and does a great job and is super versatile with his routes and blocking and catching. And then you add myself into the picture there. You have a bunch of guys that are just, coming up on the if somebody goes down on that first front, which, Daniel Schwam, you have Emil, who does such a great job. He's very finesse, and he's gotten a lot better since last season, I could tell, with his routes, his confidence, and Niels as well. Obviously, we want to get him back, and then Rafi as well. Those are two guys that are very, very talented. And once they stay healthy and get back, and it's just another piece of the puzzle. And, it's never rebuilding, it's just reloading. And that's what I love about this receiver room is we all feed off each other. Again, we're a bunch of we guys, not me guys. And for example, when Yannick scored that 99-yard touchdown in Paris, that was one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time. Ben put a great ball right there, and we were all cheering for him too. And same with Beer Bomber and Noah too. Noah's a little quiet one, but I'm getting him to talk a little bit more and more. And it's just good to see these guys continue to thrive, continue to get better from last season to this season and moving forward. And, it's really, really nice receiver room, and being able to mentor these guys one way or another and then learning from these guys as well is something that is very gratifying as well, because we're never not learning. We're always got to learn something, whether it's something small or something big. And then when you continue to add to your arsenal and your toolbox of a receiver, as far as press releases, catching the ball, maybe running your route a different way or a different style, or maybe adding a little something at the top, then that's how you continue to get better. And that's what we're all here for.
And that's why Vienna probably has one of the best or the best receiving rooms in the whole ELF.
There's no doubt. Yeah.
Going down the road of like youth experience of young players and teaching them, you also teach camps sometimes. We had this like little summer camp at the Vikings. How important is that next generation of players?
It's incredibly important. Like, I go back to what I just said about sending the elevator back down. And I love when I can do something to help give back, whether it's big or small, and seeing all these young athletes, these young kids, it brings me back to when I was that age and doing summer camps and just having fun as a kid and running a big go route, getting the ball, having everybody cheer. And then, we had to teach these kids too. It's not all about you at sometimes. And it's okay to cheer on your other teammates, and whether it's you're not getting a bunch of playing time, we have to rotate evenly and just have those teaching moments for kids, because it's so at that age, whether it was 9 years old to 12 years old or a little bit earlier or later, I think those are really valuable years where kids are like a sponge and they absorb quite a bit. So to be able to give back, it's my time. I'm always trying to do that, whether it's big or small, and see these kids have fun. It was really awesome. So I think Vienna and the Vikings do a great job with really building up their youth, making it fun, making it engaging, and then making, parents want to send their kids to the next camp that shows up too. So I think they do a really good job, and it's only going to get better. It's only going to get bigger and better. So always excited to see what the Vikings do. And any way I can help, I'm always here for it.
Yeah. Building the next generation of great players, but also team players.
Correct. Yeah.
You once said Vienna gave you an opportunity when other teams didn't, and that fuels your fire. How do you channel that mindset today or every day?
Yeah, that's a nice question. So, I thought I was to be honest with you, I thought I was going to retire from football about 2 seasons ago. I thought I was going back to Frankfurt, and they told me one thing and did another. And that's why football is, we all love football, but football doesn't love us. And that was a harsh reality. And again, it's not the NFL, I get that, but it's football is a relationship business at the end of the day. And it's always how you treat people and how you communicate properly with them. So when Chris got on the phone with me 2 seasons ago, explained the situation, he said he was going to bring me in for 3 games. And I was like, Chris, I love you, man, but don't bring me in for 3 games. If I'm coming in to stay. And now we're here going on 2 seasons later, extended and everything. So, but that's just, when I got the call, that's all I got my foot in the door. That's all I needed. And just came here, didn't really talk a lot, but just put my foot to the pedal and just grind it and just put great things on film. And that's when you have to, for every athlete out there as well, when you get your opportunity, make the most of it. There's preparation and opportunity. And when those two meet, it can be a great thing. So you got to be able to seize the moment in a sense too. So again, Vienna gave me a shot. Coach Chris, shout out to him. Can't thank him enough. And Robin as well. They gave me a shot when no one else did. And probably 6 or 7 of those doors closed 2 off seasons ago. And one was cracked open. That's Vienna. And then we just kicked that door right down and ran through 100 miles an hour. So now we're here.
Perfect moment. And you took that opportunity and made it last.
Yep.
And I think Vienna can be very happy to have you here.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's obviously very nice to be here as well.
I mean, it's far away from home for you, as you said. Do your family and friends follow the ELF? Do they follow European football? And what's the reaction when they see you play in Austria or in one of these countries?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my friends and family are amazing. It's a very tight circle. And they absolutely follow the games back home. And they do such a great job with following. Obviously, there's the time difference. If you're on Eastern time back in the States, it's 6 hours usually. So the earlier, the 1 p.m. games here are pretty early for them. But my friends and family are all early risers for the most part. So they do a great job with following the games. I always get texts and video calls from everybody just saying that they see me doing great things out here and they're excited for the Vikings and seeing how we're progressing each week. And they watch the games when they can. And it's just really cool to have a really good circle. Obviously, it's no secret that I share my family a decent amount online and on social media, but I love that because where I come from is everything. And just shout out to my parents. They do such a great job with, 3 sons, and they follow, and they've made I'm sitting here because of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes back to when I first started playing football back in 3rd grade, is they just made it happen for me and my brothers. So it's something to really, I love to share that with the world whenever I can, because it's them that I'm here, and along with my brothers too. So we have a really big family, a really strong family, an athletic family. And it's always cool to be able to have them experience what I'm going through, because I wouldn't be here without them.
And they also, Indianapolis is not around the corner, or Indy's not around the corner. They make their way over here for games. They've been here this season already. I saw your parents, and they get so excited, and they're so happy for you. And it's just great to see that.
Yeah, they're excited. Yeah,
come over here. That's something really special that maybe not every player has that.
Yeah, they. My parents are retired, but they still work, so they love to travel. And my mom loves to travel. My mom's kind of got to drag my dad around, but he loves it. He'll admit it when he finally gets here. But yeah, they love to travel. They love to come to the games. Football has been in their DNA since that they were, they've been so young. And last championship game, I had probably 12 to 15 family members and friends. So we're hoping, we take care of business 1-0 each week, as we say here in the Vikings organization. But we get back to the big ship, the big game, looking to double that number. So it'll be exciting when we take care of that. Yeah.
So how would you describe your season with the Vikings so far? Does it feel any different than last year? The outcome wasn't what we hoped for, but got a big shot this year. Looking good so far.
Yeah.
How is it different? Is it better?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I think we've added so much talent this year. It's incredible. And that's how an organization thrives and gets better, is you look what you did great last season, how you can improve this coming season too. And again, I think we added depth in a lot of areas. We brought in some new faces, some new guys, some young guys, and some vet guys as well. And I think that mix of guys who know American football, they know Vienna, they know how the Vikings operation goes and moves. It's really nice. So like I said, we're taking it 1-0 each week, but just the way guys move with each other, we interact. It's a lot of on the field stuff, but it's also how we vibe and mesh off the field, which I think is great. And especially how guys they enjoy being in the meeting rooms. They enjoy being a part of the Vienna Vikings organization and franchise. Myself, obviously speaking first and foremost, because I love being here. And when you get guys in a locker room that genuinely love to be where they're at, I'm a big proponent of be where your feet are at, then it makes on the field stuff that much better. That chemistry is that much better. Like us receivers with Ben, our chemistry is always evolving. And if we're not on the same page, then we quickly hey, Ben, how can I make this route better for you? What's the depth? What's the speed? What's the tempo? What are you thinking? Wherever you want to put that ball, we'll be there for you too. And I think that stems for our good relationship off the field. So, and then also with our coaching staff as well, they do a really good job of putting us in the right position. Again, each week's always like a rotating puzzle pieces, trying to figure out the perfect game plan. Nothing's ever going to be perfect, but they put us in a great position to excel, to do great things, because maybe something I don't do well, Beer Bomber does great, or maybe something Noah does great, Yannick doesn't do well, or vice versa. So whether it's like a moving puzzle piece, however you see it, we always put our guys in really good positions to win. And I think that's just stems from a good chemistry that the Vikings have as a whole.
And also comes down to good communication that you guys have. And I think the vibes in the office, in the meeting rooms, when I'm there, they're good. They're great.
Yep.
You can sense that this year, also last year, but especially this year, it's just a very good vibe.
Yeah. Communication's everything. So, yes.
And I'm talking about the facilities and everything, film sessions and all. How professional is the Vikings operation behind the scenes? You've seen a lot of different organizations. Where would you place it?
Yeah, I think it's, especially in Europe, the Vikings as a whole is the most professional that I've been a part of too. And again, it stems from the top down. I like to call Robin a player's owner. And what I mean by that is he genuinely cares about his athletes. He doesn't just write a check and then expect wins. He asked me, hey, Reece, what did you do great here that we can do better here? How's your body feeling? What can we get better at from last season to this season? How's the meal prep? How's your food intake? How is travels maybe? Or he just texted me a few weeks ago, hey, how are you doing, man? And how is everything going? Is there anything that's not going good that maybe we can fix? Or like I said, it's always a two-way street and it's a revolving door. So when I see that from an owner, and Robin's a very busy man, obviously he's got quite a bit on his plate and he's got a lot going on, but when he takes the time to send those little things and not just myself, I'm sure he's asking everybody, you know, on this team for the most part, how are you doing and all that. I think it stems very well. And then how we run practices is very efficient. We're all about getting our work in on the field, getting the corrections if there's something that went wrong, and then getting off your feet so we can put 120% in that game that's coming up on the weekend too, and really hitting the ground running. So the chemistry with the players is great. The coaching is incredible. Coach Chris, again, does a great job. And he's very much a player's coach as well. And same with Coach Nick, our OC, Coach Max, our wide receivers. That's like a three-headed dragon in the offensive room right there. So when those three very good football minds come together, cook up some great stuff as far as plays and schemes for our offense, and putting our receivers, our running backs, our tight ends, our O-line, and our quarterbacks and everybody in a great position to win, it's a pretty cool sight to be a part of.
That sounds exactly like the place you want to be as a player.
Absolutely.
We talk a lot about like the homegrowns, the young players that you're trying to elevate and help grow. But how do the Vikings support individual growth, especially for veteran players?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they let us be who we want to be. They don't try and put us in a mold, because I think when you start controlling people, that's when things cannot go right at times. And I'm all about things happening naturally and as they should, and not trying to force anything. So whether it's off the field stuff, if they can help us in any way, whether it be building your brand off the field, whether it be a camp, a youth camp, whether it's, you know, highlighting your family in one retrospect or another, or where you come from, and just anything like that. You know, it doesn't have to be big or small, but I think they just do a great job of letting us athletes be us and continuing to build off that. And it's a very two-way street, and it's good communication. And I mean, things can always be better, obviously, but that's, you know, nothing's going to be perfect. But I think Vienna and the Vikings just do a good job of letting us players be who we want to be. And when that happens, then I think a lot of good things can happen on the field, yes, and then also off the field too.
Especially off the field and outside of the locker room. You've mentioned you're being embraced by the Vienna community. What's your favorite fan interaction or moment that sticks with you from the past 2 years, and maybe even from 2018 when you were here first?
Yeah, I got a lot of them, but it's just, I would say, to just boil it down, it's just every home game and then every away game, when you hear those horns, when you hear, you know, Generale Arena just absolutely packed, and it's just like 12,000 people sounds like 30,000 people. And again, I think Vienna has the best fans in this whole league. I'll stand on that, no doubt about it. And every professional league is run by the fans. So when they can show up and everyone has a busy schedule, they can bring their families to games and see that. And then sometimes throughout the city, when I'm walking to physio or doing this and that, going to the grocery store, going shopping, doing whatever. And I've been stopped a few times, and it's nice. Like, oh, like, hey, you're Reece Horn with the Vienna Vikings. I'm like, absolutely. What's going on, man? Like, what's your name? How you doing? And it's just nice to be seen like that a little bit. But, you know, just to be, in any retrospect, maybe a role model to the younger generation. I'm always here for that too. And again, it's giving back to those fans who, you know, take time out of their day to come see us and their evenings to come see us. Any way I can pay that back, I'm always for it. But yeah, just those type of interactions always after the games, whether we win or lose. It's just, the Vienna Vikings wouldn't be anything without the fans, and no professional team would really be anything without the fans, because they drive every professional league. And these fans do a great job of making their voices heard, and then making this whole league know that they have the best fans. So yeah, every home game is so juiced, and I love that so much. And it's just, it's nice to hear that noise and that, like, that aura in a sense too, of like, damn, like, they're bringing it. So
I think probably due to that attitude you have, or that everything you do with the fans, you've become quite the fan favorite. You can see all the number 17
I appreciate
jerseys.
That. I never think that, but I appreciate that.
There's a lot of them. No, you're clearly a fan favorite. When you're on the field, you just said there's a lot of noise. Are you very locked in mid-route, or do you still hear it? Does it fuel you, or do you block it out?
Yeah, I'm pretty locked in, to be honest. It's not till after something might have happened, like a catch or a touchdown or a good run by Kari, our running back, or whoever's making that play. I'm always locked in with the play and just the overall flow of the offensive drive, whenever that is. And then it's always after that I hear the crowd, and then I always get juiced, and we always usually have, like, whoever scores the touchdown usually have a nice little celebration going on.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that when you said, when we were talking about the receiver room earlier, who comes up with the celebrations, and do you take your time out of, like, a day and just meet and practice, or how do you do that?
It's a group effort. So whether it's, Big Vic, our left tackle, whether it's Beer Bomber, whether it's myself or whoever is cooking up these celebrations, it's a team effort at the end of the day.
Did you teach everyone on the team? Because that was this really funny moment where you guys did a touchdown celebration, and then I think Luke Holub, he joined you, and he just didn't really know the celebration. Did you forget to teach him, or what happened there?
No, we made it. It was the Remember the Titans celebration. So obviously it's one of the best football movies out there. And I did that. So I made sure everybody was on the same page. We're going to work on it, Holub. I love you, brother. But next celebrations are going to be amazing. And because that's my family's back home, one of their favorite football movies is Remember the Titans. And I think it's just that movie itself is such a great movie. It's a lot of good life lessons in that movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely go watch it. And it's just cool when they do that celebration. And then, but Holub was just so locked in with what he wanted to celebrate. I was like, at the end of the day, somebody's got to row the boat. So, he was the caboose right back there. He's rowing the boat. He's making sure we're all good. So there's the positive of that. He wasn't on point with us, but Holub's always going to row those damn boats.
For a really good video.
Yes, exactly. So he's the man. And I appreciate when O-linemen celebrate with us too. And we have more of not just like one person doing their own individual celebration, but I'm all for getting a big group to celebrate. It's fun. It's interactive. We're having fun. And
especially when he's going to come running all the way across the field, however long the touchdown.
Those big boys. Yeah. So if we're not having fun, we're not doing it right. And that's just anything you do in life. So yeah, a lot of more celebrations to come, but can't tell that right now. So
I'm excited to see those.
Yeah.
Is there something that fans might not know about you that they'd be amused or surprised to learn about? I've heard that you love Remember the Titans, the movie.
Yeah. I love one of my favorite TV shows is Yellowstone with Kevin Costner.
Oh, I've seen it all.
Yes.
So good.
So obviously, if you don't know the show Yellowstone, it is the cowboys out in Montana, and they have the Yellowstone Ranch, and they're trying to keep their land away, in a sense, from the Indians who had it before them. And then also, just think of a triangle. And then they're also trying to fight off greedy corporate America. So it's just such a great show. It's badass. It's fun. Some of the characters on there, like Rip and Beth, are just some of the coolest ever. Casey as well. Obviously, John Dutton, the main guy.
I got a lot of good music.
Great music.
It's on Amazon, and I watched it, and I sometimes had to stop it and then look at the song and look it up because it's a lot of music in there too. Did you like the ending though?
Yeah, the ending was interesting.
Did you it was interesting.
Yeah, it's obviously, I don't want to ruin anything for anyone out there who hasn't watched it yet.
We're not going to say what happens, but I was kind of like, really?
Yeah, but it's just such the whole dynamic of that show is just, when you want to get something done, you just get it done, no way about it. So, but I would say one more thing is definitely just, it's no secret, but just, again, my family is something that's big. And whether it's my mom, whether it's my dad, and my dad actually wrote me this note before this season even started. And I think I brought it because I didn't want to butcher what he said. And I just think it's so, it makes me, you're going to get me right here. But this is the Tuesday of the week I left. And this is what my dad wrote me. I'm going to try and make it through this without tearing up. But again, I'm a big family guy, and my dad is like one of my biggest role models. So anytime somebody asks the question, who's your role model or who you look up to, it's everything in this note right here. So
thanks for sharing.
Of course. He goes, this is Tuesday. He literally spelled out the word Tuesday. So, but he's the doji. Tuesday. Hey, son. Well, you're off again on your next journey. Watching you these last few months, your drive, your determination, your discipline, I have no doubt you will be successful this season. I've always told you there is no substitute for hard work, and you have always worked to live up to that standard. Be the leader in your locker room. You set the standard of excellence that all your teammates will look to copy. Don't let anybody outwork you. Take your team where they need to go this year. You can do it. Your mother and I are so very proud of you. Always have been. Stay safe, make good choices, stay out of harm's way. We know you will. Enjoy your time in Vienna. See you soon. Much love, Dad.
Beautiful.
And I have this hanging up in my room where I live. And I always read it, if not daily, then bi-daily or weekly for sure. And it's just a reminder of where I come from. And it's a testament to just our whole family's mottos of just always be the hardest worker in the room and treat others the way you want to be treated. And that note is just something I always look to as a beacon of whether I'm having a good day or bad day, to always stay grounded and always stay neutral and always just keep putting your best foot forward.
Very, very beautiful. Again, thanks for sharing.
Of course.
And I'm sure your parents will watch this and might tear up a little bit as well.
I'm surprised I made it through that a little bit, but it all comes from the heart. So, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we're almost running out of time here. This was very interesting, just the whole professional background that you have and everything you bring to the Vikings. It's really amazing to have for this franchise.
Thank you.
And you also said before, the fans run the league. The fans are the most important thing. So we try to give back to the fans every week. And last week we had a giveaway, a sideline experience for 2 people at your next home game, which is on August 9th in Wiener Neustadt, Ergo Arena. And the question was, who's the receiving yards leader all time in the ELF right now? The answer is Reece Horn.
Oh,
so
nice.
It's perfect to have you here this week.
Yeah,
and a lot of
right on.
Sent in the right answer.
Here we go.
Also, congratulations.
That. Yeah, thank you.
That's a big deal.
Thank you. Yeah. Looking to add to that. But
all these people knew the answer and you got to draw a winner.
Okay, I can do that. So I'm looking right at the camera so no one knows this is done the honest way. All right, I got one. And then Lisa Petarek. Lisa Petarek.
Lisa Pekarek. Yeah, almost.
Pekarek, yeah. Oh, that was a K, or not a T.
That's just my bad handwriting.
Lisa Pekarek, right? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Lisa. Well done.
We'll see you on August 9th at the Ergo Arena. Another big home game for you guys. I said before, we always see so many people with your jersey at the games, and this week we're giving away one of those jerseys.
Absolutely.
Number 17.
Yeah. Let's hook somebody up.
Yes, but if you want to win it, you have to know the answer to the following questions because you didn't always have that number.
Correct. Yes.
Question is, you get to ask it.
I get to ask it. What was my jersey number in high school? So if you would like a jersey, go do your homework. And I look forward to hooking somebody up.
Yeah, a little bit of research. You'll find the answer. Send it to podcast@viennavikings.com. And whoever's in the next episode is going to pick the winner. And yeah, you can win that jersey. And if you want, I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to sign it.
Of course. Yes.
Willing to sign it.
Yeah. No doubt.
And we'll make sure you get that jersey to wear for the next home games. Thank you so much, Reece.
Yep.
We're excited to see you in the next home games. And it's just, I think, 2 games left now in the regular season. And then playoffs, which the Vikings clinched already.
Yes. Yeah,
also,
that's exciting.
Congratulations to that.
Thank you. Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you on the field.
Yes. Thanks for having me. It's been great to chop it up and talk.
Absolutely. Thanks for all the insights and for the letter especially.
Yep.
We never had that before on the podcast.
Yep.
Really nice and personal.
Thank you.
For you to share that. And to everyone out there, we'll see you in the next episode. We'll say papa.
See you at the game.
Vienna calling. Move it!